Hey, how you doing, folks? Good afternoon. Chris Harris here, bringing you another episode of Voices from the Stables, present to you from Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Hope everyone's enjoying their Wednesday afternoon. Today, we're going to do a little brief recap of Clinton's first round matchup versus Kinston, and talk about this Friday. Clinton hosting Beddingfield Bruins out of Wilson for a second round playoff game. If it's your first time here, man, welcome to the channel. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook. A lot of prep content, a lot of clean content. Appreciate all the support that I get. Really enjoy doing this. Let's go ahead and dive in. Just a little brief recap, man. Talking about this past Friday, Clinton hosted Kinston first round playoff game. Pretty much dominated start to finish, resulting in a 64-12 Clinton victory. Just some things to really highlight from that game, man. Offensively, came out really throwing the ball a lot, and that's just something coaches always alluded to, that we're always going to take what the defense gives us, and apparently defense was giving us pass, man. Anytime you're going to line up straight man to man versus guys like Josiah Millar, we're gonna take that all day, and I don't blame them. So I mean, we had a really aggressive passing game this Friday. Quarterback Darren Blackwell had an excellent game, threw for over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. Josiah Millar 141 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Ja'Carrion Keenan went over 100 yards. He had a touchdown. Landon Pearson, coming out that tight end position, had a touchdown reception. So just really aggressive passing game from Clinton, which for a lot of you guys, old school fans, got to be something different seeing Clinton put the ball in the air that much. But I mean, just a really efficient. And like I said, we're just gonna take what defense gives us, and seeing the Darian's growth as a quarterback, man, just been really something special to see. I know Coach talked about earlier in the season or preseason that last year Darian was, just an athlete playing quarterback. But this year, he's just straight quarterback. I mean, really beating teams with his arm. Receivers running great routes, catching the ball. Ja'Carrion Keenan, man, has really came on, as a reliable target for him. Like I said, talked about before. Really last year kind of started making his money on the defensive side of the ball, as a safety cornerback. But I mean, really emerged this year as a wide receiver, deep threat target. Had a outstanding catch, man. Laid out diving catch, highlight reel type of. If you've seen some of the videos that guys like Aaron Highsmith have put out, you saw the catch, man. Amazing catch, man. Like I said, just the offense right now, just clicking on all cylinders, and that's as a fan, that's what you want to see this time of year in the playoffs, and just moving forward. Defensively, kind of had a couple hiccups, mainly in the second quarter. A lot of mental errors, a lot of penalties. In particular, a couple pass interference calls that extended Kinston drives, which led to their 2 touchdowns that they scored in the second quarter. Like I said, it just guys just got a little handsy. Refs calling it tight. Had a couple offsides penalties, and I was talking to some of the guys, just thinking it's just that aggressive nature that we have on, especially with our front seven, man. Those guys are ready. They want to get after the quarterback. Kinston had a really good athletic quarterback, ran around a lot. Guys were just trying to get out there and just being a little bit too aggressive, a little bit trying to guess the snap count. Just like he said, sometimes you got to just I understand. I don't know if the guys got a competition for sacks or whatever, but kind of just got to dial it down just a little bit, man. Just can't be making those mental mistakes. against a team like Kinston, it's just a minor inconvenience. But as we get here later and later into the playoffs against better teams, those are the type of penalties that are, you really you can't give those up. But kind of really settled down in the second half. Played a lot better in the second half. Not as much mental errors, and pretty much shut Kinston down for the rest of the game. Like I said, resulted in a 64-12 win. Like I said, not a lot to really talk about. Team handle business. That's what you want to see. Don't want to see a letdown. You want to see the team continue to be aggressive, continue to just peak. Not sleepwalk, not take anybody lightly, man. Like I said, it's a new season. Everybody was 0-0. So just you like to see team, the way the team handle business Friday night. With that being said, if you haven't seen my post, my Buck Sweet Sports players of the game were Josiah McLaurin and Darian Blackwell. These guys make it hard, man. Anytime I give out any type of player of the game, I mean the team is so stacked, man. Y'all make it really hard for me each week to pinpoint one guy, and it's a lot of times I'm just sitting here just going over to looking replaying the game and looking at the stats, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to leave anybody out, but at the same time, man, it's just so hard to, it's so hard to pick one person. But like I said, I got co-players of the game this week, so that's Josiah McLaurin and Darian Blackwell. Congratulations to them. My trench warrior of the week. Was junior defensive lineman Josiah Dwyer. Josiah had 4 sacks. 4 sacks Friday night against Kinston. Really, just doing work in the trenches. So congratulations to him. That's the type of stuff that we love to see move forward. Also had a couple plays where he had to come in and play some tackle, blocking well. So I mean, just both sides of the line doing work. So congratulations to him. But basically, that's all I got really for the Kinston game. Really impressed with number 2 for Kinston, man. They got a lot of athletic kids, man. They were a young team. They're going to be tough to deal with over the next year. So like I said, I don't know how their JV quarterback was, man, but if they get a quarterback that can sling it around like that, man, he's got the athletes, he's got targets to throw to. So they're going to be a problem moving forward. So congratulations to them on a great season. I'm sure those guys they're going to do well in basketball season. So, shout out to them. All right, so kind of get into a little transition here. We're going to transition to game Friday night. Definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. Welcoming the Beddingfield Bruins from Wilson. Team that always stands out, man. They got those UCLA type uniforms, always coming in looking sharp. Very familiar opponent. Since 2015, this will be the 4th time we played them in the postseason. So definitely some familiarity there. And just got a little breakdown for Beddingfield here. And actually, first we'll run through their schedule real quick first. Just pull up the schedule. They're 7-4 currently. Finished 4-1 in that 2A News Conference. Same conference as teams like Princeton, Eastern Wayne, Goldsboro. Finished 4-1. It was actually like a 3-way tie. The top 3 teams, Princeton, Beddingfield, and Eastern Wayne, all beat each other. And I'm not sure exactly how they determined the tiebreaker. Now I know it used to be like a coin flip, but knowing now, they probably just go off of whoever had the highest RPI. Princeton ended up with a 7 seed, so Princeton got the highest seed out of the 3. Let's run down their schedule real quick. Start off the season, lost a tough game, close game to Fike, 21-20. Next week, lost to Hunt 27-7. Beat Green Central 14-6. Lost to a really good Nash Central team, 35-18. Wins over Croatan, 31-21. Goldsboro, 53-12. North Johnston, 21-0. Win over Eastern Wayne, 21-20. Lost to Princeton, 24-21. Beat Spring Creek 66-8. And last week they defeated James Keenan area team Uh, tough ball game, 18-16. So that's just a quick rundown of their schedule. Like I said, they're 7-4 currently, finished 4-1 in that two-way Noose conference. Beddingfield, coached by Ben Ellis. This will be entering his third season. Currently has a record of 14-16. Looking at there's since he took them over, they've gotten better each year. So that's definitely what you want to see. When you hire a coach, you want to see progression, team getting better. Like I said, teams have made the playoffs back in 2015, 2019, and of course last season, all resulting in claiming victories. And just a couple of players to that I between Max Preps and kind of looking at some of their film that I've kind of pinpointed. And passing wise, they're led by a freshman quarterback Samuel Finch, number 12. Has passed for 711 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And let me see if they updated their stats as far as their playoff game goes, because I looked at these a couple days ago. Let's see if they got them updated. Okay, it looks like they updated it. So now he's up to 785 yards, passing, 10 touchdowns, still 3 interceptions. Rushing wise, man, a couple guys really using a couple of different guys running the ball. Bryson Wagner, who last year was their starting quarterback. Like I said, from what I saw when they bring him in the game, it's kind of like a Taysom Hill type situation, man. He's running like basically a lot of wildcat quarterback sweep plays. But for him, he's up to. I'm gonna go off the updated stats, not the stuff I got written down. Let's see. Yeah, it's not too much difference. But he's up to 451 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's number 8. Like I said, he played quarterback last year for him. Jamarius Howard, number 5, sophomore. This guy I want to kind of talk about real quick. They use him a lot like kind of like we do with our Josiah McLaurin, man. He's an all-around type athlete, man. They're gonna line him out wide. They're gonna put him in the wildcat. They're basically trying to get him the ball as much as possible anytime, and just get him in some mismatches. Basically, they say he's an all-around athlete, man. They want to get him into space. They want to get him the ball. He's probably their most dangerous athlete. Like I said, only a sophomore, man. Coming into this game, I'm looking at the updated stats. He's up to 512 yards now, 4 rushing touchdowns, but he's also one of their leading receivers. As a receiver, he's up to 490 yards, 5 touchdowns. So, like I said, just all around, type guy. They're gonna, try to get him in mismatches, get him the ball as much as possible. That's somebody that, as a defense, Clint's going to have to account for number 5 and see where he's at on the field at all times. Just moving forward, number 20, Craig Barnes, big boy. He plays a lot on the defensive side of the ball too, and I feel like he's more like their short yardage guy. Get those tough yardage. Ooh, excuse me. He's up to 220 yards and 6 touchdowns. And like I said, I also seen him a lot on defense, making plays. Just another guy that definitely want to check out. Receiving wise, I already talked about Jamarius Howard, but talk about Trevion Edwards, senior wide receiver number 3. Big target. Looks like he's like their deep ball guy. 6'4". He's up to, let me check the updated stats, not what I got written down. He's up to 337 yards and 6 touchdowns. So that's, like I said, a guy they like to use deep ball, jump ball type guy. Big body, man, 6'4", speed and size. That's two things that's really hard to coach against, especially out wide. So just definitely somebody that our corners need to be aware of, 3rd and long situations, 4th and long situations. They're gonna take a shot to the end zone or take a shot for a big play. Definitely want to know where number 3 is. Just looking at some of their guys defensively, Offensively, looks like they're led by Jaden Anderson, number 7 junior, 115 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss. Number 11, a Pender senior, 100 total tackles, 6 for loss. Christian Reyes, number 4, 96 total tackles. And 22, Keshawn Richardson. He's one of their defensive ends slash outside linebackers, but he leads the team in sacks, has 5 sacks. Well, just a couple guys that just to look out for as far as Beddingfield's concerned. Like I said, a good, solid ball club, man. Good ball team. A lot of youth. I was listening to another podcast earlier, and they were talking about they only got I counted 9 seniors. They were saying 5, so I mean maybe they're talking about maybe 5 that actually start and contribute. But a young team, and this is a team that I'll kind of harp on a little bit later on. But just like Kinston, man, they're young. They're really probably looking at turning that corner next season. Next season, this is going to be a really good ball team with all this youth, as long as everybody get the continued progression, and guys continue to grow, and what they have coming back. But they're definitely looking like definitely a solid ball club for the future to watch out for, and definitely a solid ball club to look out for this Friday night, man. There's, like I said, this time of the year, there's no guarantees. I mean, you don't want to come out sleepwalking against any opponent, and this is that type of team that you don't want them to you don't want them to hang around and start believing. A team like this, the longer they hang around, the longer they start believing, that confidence is going to get the confidence is going to rise. And like I said, it's a tough ball team, man. And kind of talk about last year's game real quick. I mean, Clinton ended up winning 39-18, but I mean they stuck around with us for those that first half was a pretty competitive ball game from what I was reading in my notes and looking back on. We were going score for score, for those first three scores. So definitely not a team that you want to take lightly. Like I said, you don't want to take anybody lightly this time of year, but definitely a solid ball club. Looks like they're well coached, well rounded football team. A lot of youth, and that's what I said, man. If you want definitely a team that you want to look out for moving forward. Definitely want to, for Clinton, man, you want to come out and kind of jump on them early on. Go ahead and take that will away. Just basically do what you've been doing throughout the season so far. I mean, it's nothing different, man. Another Friday night, the home team definitely got to take advantage of that. But yeah, definitely a solid football team. We'll start talk about your dog horses real quick. Like I said, man, the team definitely offensively, you love what you've been seeing. Like I said, so much attention, at least for me, early in the season was on the defense, man. I was just infatuated with the defense, the team speed and how we were just flying to the ball, shutting people down. But low-key, this offense has just been, just like I said, efficient is the word that I like to use a lot, because just looking at last week, despite the opponent, Clinton basically scored on every single offensive possession. Even the second team guys that came in, put up a touchdown. The only time we didn't score the last drive, and since we were taking the knee, was no point. We were right there in the red zone, but there was no point. Running clock, game's over. There's no need to beat a dead horse. But just really efficient. You love the balance. Some for years that I kind of really wish we had was balance. I think back to some of those really good teams, 2014, 2016. I feel like we had some balance, man. I feel like like I say, it's if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like I said, we for years ran the ball well. Didn't matter if you put 9 in the box, 10 in the box. We were gonna do what we were gonna do. And the way you stopped Clinton back then is you want to put 10 in the box and dare us to pass. And like I said, nowadays, I mean, I'll take that. It used to be, you get to a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. You're like, oh man, we gotta throw the ball. You don't really don't feel like, you don't feel that like that no more. I mean, I think we had like had a penalty or so. I think it was like it was a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. Boom, get Josiah McLaurin and, man on man coverage, double move, you know, 30, 40-yard pass down the field like it's nothing. And I mean, like I said, that's just, as a fan, man, you love to see that balance. Really, like I said, love the growth of Josiah, love the growth of Nadarian. Let me shout out to the offensive line. A lot of time throughout the spring and the summer, some of the guys I talked with, football-wise, one of the areas of concern was offensive line. Because we had some guys graduate. We had a couple guys coming back. We're like, just trying to fill the open positions and how they were going to mesh and everything. And low key, I believe the offensive line has been our best and most consistent and most impressive position group. I mean, like I said, I'm biased obviously, but I believe we have the best offensive line in two-way football. Like those guys, like I said, those holes aren't opening themselves. And I saw some holes being opened Friday night. And like I said, these guys have been clutch, man. A big part of what we do offensively. A lot of everyone knows, football in this area, man. Your games are won up front, and I feel like our offensive line, our defensive line, we're set in in those aspects. So, shout out to those guys. But kind of just breaking down our stats real quick. Let's see. And Darian, like I said, we talked about him. He's up to 1,600 yards, 1,600 yards, over 1,600 yards now. 23 touchdowns to 1 interception. I don't care how much you throw the ball. And I know people will look at, his yardage, his attempts versus a team out west who throws the ball all the time. That's not really nothing. But if you look at that touchdown to interception ratio, I don't care how much you throw the ball. That's like I said, efficient, man. Efficient. 23 to 1 interception. Just having a great season, man. And like I said, by the time he graduates, he's going to have every single Clinton passing record. He's basically already hit the season end touchdown mark. So career-wise, it's his going forward, and he's just getting better and better. And I'm just really looking forward to just continuing to see that growth and that maturity, man. And I mean, you wouldn't really classify him as a dual threat, but he can hurt you with his legs. He just doesn't. He hasn't needed to. But yeah, definitely love that. Josiah Lauren, man, and if anybody has like access to a Clinton football record book, for the longest, I've never seen anything. So a lot of times we're just kind of guessing with these records. But if anybody has access, like anybody has, touch with anybody from the Booster Club, Mr. Hales, anybody that, Steve Cox, anybody that has access to a record book, please let me know. Because I would love to know what some of these records are. Because just speaking on Josiah McLaurin, total touchdowns wise, right now he's up to 33 total touchdowns. And I'm really interested to know like exactly what is the our school record as far as total touchdowns, rushing touchdowns goes. But yeah, he's up to 33 touchdowns, almost over 1,100 yards rushing, over 400 yards. Let's see his receiving yards. Some of the stuff hasn't been updated yet. Receiving yards, he had 141 last Friday. They still got him at 368, so he's about 500 yards receiving now. Like I said, just offensively, man, we just really, really came on. And that's, like I said, that's what you want to see at this point of the season, man. You want to see the continued growth on both sides of the ball. Was listening to a really interesting podcast today, man. If you enjoy prep, sports, just hearing guys talk, listening, learning new things, check out the guys over at Grit and Grind. YouTube. They do weekly shows, mostly up. I think most of the teams they cover, Nash County, Wilson County, areas of that way, and they were talking about this game coming up Friday, and as I said, my guy, he's a Beddingfield alum, I guess. So he picked Beddingfield, and like I said, I don't blame him. I mean, you're not gonna pick against your home, you're not gonna pick against your hometown, man. But one of the things he was talking about how focused they were reading off, some of Clinton's results and talking about some stuff that Clinton's done this year, and talking about how focused this team is, and that's exactly what you want to see, man. It's so easy for us, as adults and fans, and talk about, you guys got to stay focused. I mean, you talk about 15, 16, 17-year-olds, that complacency, you're worried about that complacency creeping in. Like I said, we've all seen it before. But like I said, this team just seems really, really focused, really they got a clear and present goal in mind. And you see that every Friday night when they take the field, and that's like I said, as a fan, it makes me feel a whole lot better. Like I said, we can sit here and look forward, and we could have a big one coming up next Friday. But like I said, I'm not gonna look forward too much. But yeah, that's just basically what you like to see that. They talked about how focused the team was, and I agree with them 100%. Like I said, unfortunately, man, my man picked up Beddingfield in an upset, beat Clinton by 3. Like I say, man, I really enjoy you guys' show. Shout out to y'all. But unfortunately, man, you might be a little disappointed. I ain't like I say, Bettenfield's a tough football team. We better bring our A game. We can't be out there sleepwalking. But I feel like Clinton's going to handle business the same way they've been handling business week in and week out since August. So, he said, if I had to give a score prediction right now, I'm just looking at our last 6-7 games. We have not scored under 50 points. And I feel like that's going to follow. I feel like that's going to hold suit. I mean, looking at Beddingfield, man, Beddingfield, the most points they've given up defensively, 35 to a tough Nash Central team. But I feel like, I feel like that trend's going to end Friday night. Either way, something's going to end Friday night. Either we're not going to score 50, or they're going to give up over their season total. But I feel like I'm just, like I said, I'm not trying to be cocky or overconfident. I'm just speaking facts. I feel like I've watched enough of this team that I don't want to sugarcoat it. But at the same time, don't want to sound too cocky. But I just feel like this is a special football team. This is a different football team. We see good teams all the time. I mean, Whiteville's a good team. Wallace is a good team. So Beddingfield's a good team. 74, second in your conference, really tied, for first. But you're just going to get something different Friday night. And I feel like, same's going to follow suit. So if I had to give a score prediction right now, I'm taking my dark horses score 52-18. So we'll see. I was pretty close last week. We'll see how it holds up. But yeah, either way, man, whether it's 1 point or 40 points, all I want to see is a clean victory. I want to see these young men continue to do well and move on to the next round. Friday night, man, big game. Make sure you guys are packing the stadiums. Playoff football. Playoff football. I'm jealous. I wish I could be there. But yeah, definitely go out and support these young men. They've been doing an excellent job. Coach has been doing an excellent job. Congratulations to Coach Johnson. Had a newborn Friday. Last Friday was a big day for him, man. A busy day, I can imagine. But yeah, congratulations to him on his blessing, man. So like I said, it's been a really fun season. Like I said, man, for you folks out there, enjoy it, man. It's flew by. Just take it all in, because like I said, you're watching something special right now. I mean, this is the type of team that I feel like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to be talking about, like, oh yeah, I remember that, that 2003 Clinton Dark Horse football team. Those boys was something else. But I feel like I'll start kind of wrapping it up now. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate y'all guys listening and showing the page love. Friday night, man. If you can't be at the stadium, you know, the second best place to be, man. Check the boys out on Mixler.com/Odys1170. Coach Jeff Sabo. Jonathan Griffin won't be there this week, man. He kind of jealous, man. But man, he got tickets. He going down to see LSU in Florida, down there in Baton Rouge, man, Death Valley. So that's good on him. So I don't know if maybe Ron Davis or someone else will fill in for him, but Coach Jeff Sauber, man, we all know Coach Sauber, man. He's ultimate professional, man. He's always prepared. Great job breaking down the opposing team, breaking down film, weaknesses, strengths. So, I mean, really good broadcast. Check them out. They normally go on the air around 6:15, 6:20. Definitely check them out. If you have NFHS Network, at $13 a month, watch any high school, team that has those cameras, country, any event, volleyball, soccer, football, basketball. They got those cameras. You can watch the event. For Clinton, we tie our audio from the broadcast into the video from those cameras. So it's, they say, basically like watching your favorite football team on Saturday and Sunday. Definitely check that out if that's an option. But the very best thing, get out into that stadium, fill those stands up, get loud, cheer for them boys, man. This playoff football, nothing like it. But definitely gonna be signing off, man. Appreciate you guys listening in to another episode of Voice from the Stables. Chris Harris, Buck Sweet Sports Podcast. Appreciate you guys listening in. Go Dark Horses.